Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the room on tonight. I pray that you have had a great day so far. Come on in, like, love, and share. This is yet another perfect opportunity for us to hear and talk about what we talk about in the room. So if you would go ahead and like, love, and share, I am excited about all that is about to take place in the coming months, especially in the room experience, November 8th. 2025. If you have not registered, early registration has been extended to October 1st. And so I hope and pray that you will go ahead and secure your seat. Thank you for those who have secured their seat, on those who have sown a seat, and those who are saying, "Hey, I got to get into this room." And so I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful. Don't wait too long. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Okay. Um, Let me tell y'all something, right? So last week, shout out to Pastor Marquisa Williams. We talked about in our chair chat, we talked about obedience, right? So we talked about quick obedience. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing now. We're really honing in on quick obedience. So, y'all, I thought the conversation was over. I really did. Um, no, possible, don't leave now. So I really thought that we were done talking about obedience. So before we dive into tonight, I don't think I'm going to be here long, but you know, we don't know. We'll see. So I literally I wrote down in my journal. And so again, I thought we were done talking about obedience. I was like, that's a good conversation. We're gonna have to plan another conversation sometime soon to talk more in depth. And so literally God was like, yeah, go ahead and plan that conversation. But I'm gonna talk to you some more right now. And so I have been sitting on this and waiting to share this with you on tonight. I'm telling you, go ahead, like, love, share, subscribe, all the things, because this is something that all of us need to hear. So here it is. We talk about quick obedience, right? Oftentimes we're talking about quick obedience. Literally, it's for godly assignments. It's for assignments that are coming up. It's for huge assignments. It's for platforms that we are on. It's for oftentimes it's ministry. It's ministry driven. Oftentimes it's because God is calling you to hire, or God is calling you to do something in somebody else's ministry or you're a guest speaker somewhere, or God is giving you an assignment to do, or you're doing a conference, or you're writing a book, or you are hosting something, right? In that regard, quick obedience. So as I was sitting in my time of prayer, this was earlier this week actually. And so I'm sitting there and it's like, yes, God, you're just kind of basking in his presence, just basking. And so then I hear this. Quick obedience does not just mean you do it for the big assignments. Quick obedience is not limited to what we think are the big assignments. Quick obedience is not what is not just limited to ministry. Quick obedience is not just limited to ministry. And so I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so what do you mean? And so here it is. It says I wrote it down. Quick obedience doesn't just mean to do big assignments, but to do things knowing time does not belong to you, but time belongs to God. So oftentimes we pick and choose what we want to have quick obedience about. And he's like, I need y'all to move forward knowing that quick obedience is regarding, that's just it, Pastor Marquise, for every area. Every area. And literally what I heard was quick obedience starts with your house. Quick obedience starts at your house. Oftentimes, we're talking about quick obedience. We're talking about in ministry. Again, we're talking about at the church or something ministry associated, right? And literally, God is like, no, quick obedience starts at your house. It starts at your house. It's not just about writing a book. It's not just about going into business. Can I tell you something that y'all? This was a gut punch. Quick obedience looks like forgiving immediately. That's what I said. Quick obedience looks like immediate forgiveness. Woo. On now. Oh, if I say don't know, see, because this where it literally starts at home. Quick obedience looks like immediate forgiveness. Immediate forgiveness. Quick obedience looks like cleaning your house, apologizing, and showing up on time. Let me say that again. Quick obedience looks like forgiving immediately. No, you may not be healed from it yet, but quick obedience, I'm telling you what I heard. It looks like forgiving immediately, not allowing that thing to fester, not allowing those things to catch you off guard, because which is what the enemy wants. It looks like you forgiving immediately. It looks like you sitting in the situation, sitting with it and saying, God, I'm going to give this to you immediately. I'm not going to hold on to it. I'm not going to allow it to fester. I'm not going to allow it to stain me. And so again, quick obedience is not just for the stage, or it's not just for the ministry platforms. It's not just for the book and the business and the this. And literally, God is saying, quick obedience starts at your house. Quick obedience is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. But it's a lifestyle not just when you feel like doing it. It's a lifestyle not just when you think it's going to benefit you, but it's a lifestyle because God said so. Don't even give the enemy a foothold. Don't even leave a crack or a crevice where he can kind of sneak on in and slide on in immediately. Immediately. It looks like you cleaning up your house immediately. Y'all, I'm gonna be transparent. Okay, real transparent. So, you wash clothes and telling my business. You know how you wash clothes and then okay, you wash clothes, you dry the clothes, and it's like I washed them. Okay, they're washed, they're dry, and they kind of sit in the laundry basket. Maybe that's just don't judgment over here. So they kind of sit in the laundry basket for sometimes they sit. And I let them sit there, and I'm just too tired. I just got too many other things to do. It's just such a task. It's just so if I could do anything else but that, then I'll do it. And so literally in this time of prayer, mm, so I what I heard was, how is it that you're going to go and preach to the masses? Yes, Apostle, they just marinating. How are you going to go preach to other people when you won't even take the time to move quickly to put something away that needs to be put away, to do something that needs to be done now? And I'm glad you said marinate. That's what we allow our feelings to do. We allow ourselves to sit in certain situations, and we allow that unforgiveness to marinate. We allow that bitterness to marinate. The apostle didn't know he was helping me out tonight. We allow it to marinate. And so now, what could have been resolved quickly, you have allowed it to fester. You have allowed it to marinate. Now it's all up in your bones. So when we're talking about quick obedience, it's not just for the platform. It's not just for the sermons. It's not just for I'm called to the masses and God is saying go quickly. He said, what about your own house? What about your own house? Quick obedience looks like you apologizing and stop trying to justify why you did what you did. It looks like apologizing. It looks like owning up to what you've done quickly. It looks like you going ahead and apologizing, not spending days trying to figure out how can you get around it to justify why you said what you said, why you did what you did, knowing all the while that you were wrong. It happens. It happens. That's it. What about your own house? What about your own house? So we are in, and oftentimes what we're doing is we're trying to get people. You got to be quick about it. It's quick obedience, and God is saying, yeah, but what about your own house? What about your house? How are you operating in quick obedience? But God, you don't know what they did. Yes, I do. I allowed it to happen to see if you were going to be be obedient quickly. So in this season, we don't have time to allow things to fester. In this season, we don't have time to allow things to sit. Quick means immediately, because there's something that's waiting, that's hanging in the balance, but it's a cause and effect. If I cause and allow myself to sit and allow things to fester, the effect is somebody is waiting for me. Somebody's deliverance is hanging in the balance because I'm trying to hem and haw about if I want to be obedient or not. The other thing is, literally, I have it written down. I'm not, it's written down, y'all. I wrote it down. Quick obedience looks like you showing up, but showing up on time. Showing up on time. Showing up on time. Yeah, that's it. We wrestle with, okay, God, I need about 12 confirmations. Can I get an order of 2 prophecies and a side of confirmation and a Diet Coke? I know that was real. It's real crazy. But it's what we do. Well, God, I don't really know. Well, God, I don't think. Well, God, I didn't, but and so we're trying to bargain with God, and God is saying, so here's the thing. You want me to operate quickly with you, but you get to take your time with me? How is that? So when you call me, you want me to come quick, fast, and in a hurry. And when I call you, you got to think about it. You want your situation resolved right then and there. The situation that you caused to happen, the self-inflicted situation, you want it resolved just like that. But when I call you to do something, you got to make sure that it's me. When I call you to do something, you got to make sure that your friends are okay with it, because it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. It's going to make you look like you think you better than everybody else. So how is that? So again, it looks like you showing up on time, but showing up when he says to show up the first time he says it. So we want to talk about obedience, and we want to talk about quick obedience. Literally, the third thing I wrote down, he says quick obedience looks like doing what you heard him say to do the first time you heard it. The first time you heard it. The first time you heard it. So, let me flush it out. Let me see. Okay, let me see if the resources are going to line up. Let me see if the people are going to line up. Let me see if it's going to be in the right time. Okay, let me see. Let me look at my calendar, because if my calendar's booked, then God, that wasn't you. If the people that I think are supposed to be there are all booked that day, then God, that's probably wasn't you. And so, no, you heard me the first time I said it. You know how we do kids? And you keep calling kids, and you keep calling kids, and they look at you and they go, and you said, didn't you hear me calling you? And they said, huh? And then you say, you heard me the first time. Sometimes that's the way God has to be. You heard him the first. I don't know who this is for other than me. You heard him the first time. You heard him the first time. You heard him the first time. Doing what? Here's the other thing. Not only are you doing what God asked you to do the first time around, but doing what your leaders ask you to do without hesitation. Because you say you trust them. You say you honor them. So doing what your leaders ask you to do the first time they ask you to do it. Here's the other thing. He said quick obedience means you do it without grumbling and complaining. Like, again, going back to the fact that sometimes we think it's a chore. So are you really obeying? Or does it just appear to be that you are? Because it looks good in front of people. But what about in private? What about your private obedience? We see the public you, but what about your private obedience? What does that look like in your own home? What does obedience look like with your spouse? What does it look like in regards to your children? What does it look like in regards to your personal time in prayer? What does it look like in regards to your personal time in worship? Are you quick or are you quenching? There's a difference. Are you quick or are you quenching? Most of us are quenching. Most of us are quenching. If truth be told, most of us are quenching. But in public, it looks like, because we look so anointed, because we get all the accolades, because it looks like we're invited here, there, and everywhere. Here's an invitation. There's an invitation. Everywhere there's an invitation. It looks like we're being obedient because we're getting called to the masses, because we're getting called to all these different platforms. But honestly, are we really? Are we quick or are we quenching? Just a little something to think about. I mean, I was just basically sharing what was shared with me in my time of prayer and reflection and praying. Um I know it hit me too. Like hard. I was like, but okay, I'm gonna put the clothes away. He's like, yeah, but when? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna clean up the house. Yeah, but when? When are you gonna do it? Because we keep walking around as if time belongs to us. So I had to repent for being arrogant yet again. Me thinking time belonged to me. And gotta say, but it doesn't belong to you. And how are you gonna go and preach to people and preach to the masses and preach to all these different things, people about all of these different things? When you look around your house, that I guarantee y'all, if you look around your house, there is something you were supposed to take care of months ago. It's still hanging there. It's still sitting there. You still waiting to call the people. Quick obedience. If you can't be obedient in the small things, why would I and how could I trust you with more? If you can't be quick about the look, what we deem as little, and I heard Prophetess Davina G to say this. She said we got to even change our mindset with that. She's like, nothing that God does is little. So what we consider little, God is like, nothing is little in my sight. Everything that I ask you to do, as your parent, as your father, you should be ready to do anything I ask you to do for the mere fact that I chose you to do it. I don't, I know this sounds good. Sometimes I think God be like, I don't fool with everybody. But the mere fact that I chose you to do it, should we not be grateful enough to say, just because you called my name, God, let me go ahead and what else? Anything else you need me to do? Oh God, I already done that. Check. What else you need me to do? We should be waiting for assignments to drop. We should be waiting to hear his voice to tell us something to do. Instead of waiting to hear, we're whining. God, I got to do something else. I just did a conference. I got to do another one. God, but my calendar is full. When am I going to get a break? You're going to get a break when you are broken. Because I'm trying to break something in you. I'm trying to break this sense of entitlement in my children. I don't have to choose you. There's so many voices that I could choose. So if you're going to grumble and complain about it, then let me just not choose you. This is not the season to be slothful. This is not the season to hem and haw. Yes, pray about it. This is not the season to hem and haw about it. This is not the season to see if it fits into your calendar. This is not the season to see if it's convenient for you. Quick obedience means just that right now, immediately. It should be a lifestyle. So again, even as leaders and even as parents, when we ask kids to do something or we're asking somebody to do something, we're looking around like, okay, what's the problem? That should have been done a long time ago. Let me tell you something. Nope, 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 not anymore. You need the grace. Those people deserve grace. Can I tell you why? Because God has given us grace because we do the same thing to him. You trying to figure out why the email wasn't sent by so-and-so 2 weeks ago. And God is saying, wait, hold up. Because I asked you to do something 2 weeks ago. No. I asked you to do something 2 months ago, and it still hadn't been done. So I just came on here tonight to lovingly say to all of us, quick obedience is necessary. Not when we want to do it, but when God says it. Quick obedience is a lifestyle. Stop assuming that we have time. I'm not saying that you've got to croak out or nothing like that, but stop assuming that you have time. Stop telling God what he gonna do. God, you gonna wait. Basically, what you're saying is you gonna have to wait. God, you gonna have to wait because I'm not ready. If you weren't ready, why would I even call you? If I didn't think you were ready, why would I put the idea into your mind? If I didn't think you were ready, why would I even send people your way? So I said this. I want to say, yeah, this was Sunday, y'all. Sunday at PowerPoint. Literally, I said this. It just, lovingly, yes, lovingly. Literally Sunday in the sermon, God just told everybody in the room. He said, Gina, just say it like I tell you to say it. So this is what I said. God says, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. We so caught up in our feelings. We so caught up in, well, God, what is it gonna look like? God, I'm the first one to say it. God, what if they don't show up? Well, God, what if they don't register? Well, God, what if they don't come? Well, what if they don't like me? Well, what if I don't sound like this person? He's like, but the issue is you think it's all about you. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. I didn't save you for it to be about you. Get over yourself quickly. 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 There are so many people waiting on what you have. There are so many people, and this whole thing about, we get so caught up in numbers. I get it. We get so caught up in numbers. And literally, what if that one person is connected to 10,000 people and all you had to do was be obedient with that one person? Get over yourself quickly. Quickly. It's not about us. It's not about you. It's not about you. Quickly get over yourself. Quickly get out of your feelings. I'm not saying don't deal with it. And I'm not even saying don't acknowledge it. But don't allow certain things to fester. Yes, life happens, but don't sit and stew. Don't sit and stew. Instead, steward. Don't stew, but steward. So, as we're heading into this fall season, this season is changing in the natural. There has to be a shift. There has to be a shift, especially in the body of Christ, because we have gotten to this thing where it has to be about me. Even in worship, we're singing songs about us. Bless me, heal me, deliver me. And God is saying, wait a minute, hold up. But when am I going to get adoration? You give me that little 10 minutes of praise, you get maybe 15, and then it shifts and it turns right back onto you. Well, God, when you going to bring me out? When are you going to elevate me? What if we just decided to show up for corporate worship one day, or even in your private time of worship, and it's all about him? I wonder what would happen. It is time to shift, and to shift quickly. We have got people thinking that even when they show up to corporate, it's all about me. God, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? That's the attitude sometimes that we show it with. I'm here. I showed up to prayer. I showed up to corporate worship. Okay, so what you got for me? So I love you guys very much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Um, couple of things. I'm encouraging you, if you have not done so. Again, you hear me say all the time, God has given us time and tools, time and tools. And so I'm encouraging all of us, even if you can't attend some of these conferences and gatherings, share it. At least share it. At least share it. At least like it, heart it, love it, share it. um Move is coming up. The Move Summit is coming up on this coming Saturday, September 6th. Apostle Dr. Latrice Williams. These are things that you don't want to miss. Behind the Mask with Prophetess Davina Jeter. When I tell you, here's the thing, we've got to get out of the habit, and I'm guilty of it too. We got to get out of the habit of, just because we don't know somebody or we don't know who all gonna be over there, that we just don't show up. Quick obedience. If God is saying that that's the space you need to be in, that's the space you need to go ahead and be in. I want to encourage you to show up for the Room Experience, November 8th. Early registration has been extended to October 1st. And so, look, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So the link is in the comment section. Go ahead and register. Thank you for those who've already registered. You've already sown a seat. So seriously, and these are just the things that I know about. I don't mind sharing people's stuff if it's godly. Don't ask me to share no crazy stuff. But get into the spaces. Don't wait till December 31st to get ready for 2026. God is saying, I'm giving you time. I'm giving you spaces. I'm giving you tools. I'm giving you the things that you need to get ready for this next season of your life. And even for some of us, it's in the season that we're in now. And so I wanted to drop in and share this with you on tonight. I pray that it was a blessing. When I tell you that thing hit me hard, it is in my journal. It's in my journal. It's in my journal. No, seriously. For real. Like, look. Yeah. Where the camera at? Yeah. Yeah. And I was writing fast too, because he was talking real fast. So quick obedience, quick obedience, quick obedience, quick obedience. Quick, not quenching. Quick, not quenching. So share this with somebody. Like, love, subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. For the times that we're living in, we need it, because the enemy is running rampant. And so there's so many things that are happening to so many people. And again, don't shrink back. Let your light shine, because God wants you to. Why would he put it inside of you and you don't let it shine? Why would he put it inside of you and you shrink back? Again, you're denying other people to see his glory. So it's not about us. Get over yourself. If they call you to do something, if God tells you to do it quickly. Do it quickly, as if you're grateful to be chosen. So, yeah. So happy Thursday, Friday Eve. Yeah, Friday Eve. So I pray that y'all have a great weekend. I pray that you pay attention to all that's happening around you, all of the good things that are happening, that God is giving us the opportunity to enter in some of these spaces. Again, if you can't go, just share it. Just share somebody. It may be something somebody else needs. Share it. So I love you guys. And I pray that you have a great evening. I pray that you stay safe. Let's keep each other lifted in prayer. Let's keep each other lifted in prayer. Seriously. Let's keep each other lifted in prayer. And look, y'all be breezy out here in these Jesus streets. I love y'all. When I say I love you, I mean it. I do. I really do. So I pray that I pray this gave us something to think about. Notice I said us, all of us. So I pray that this gave us something to think about. Literally, God is saying, stop assuming that you have time. Stop being so arrogant, and stop being so, so narcissistic and egotistic about yourself, that you just assume that I'm going to give you more time. That's why you holding up. You trying to see how this thing going to pan out. You're trying to see if you got enough money. You're trying to see if you got enough people. Just do it because I said do it. You know how we tell kids? I know I was getting off here, right? You know how we tell kids, but mama, why I got to do it? Because I said so. The same thing that you say to them kids. Literally, God is saying to us, because I said so. Because I said so. And if I said it, it must be something that needs to be done, or else. Because he doesn't just speak idle words. He doesn't just speak idle words. So if he said it, we need to do it and do it quickly. So I love you. Thank you for joining us in the room on tonight. We will see you back again next Thursday. Invite somebody to come and hang out with us in the room. I love the opportunity to hang out with you guys and talk to the roommates, and we just hang and chill and talk about what we talk about. So again, y'all be safe out here. Let's keep each other lifted in prayer, and we will see you out here in these Jesus streets. Good night, everybody. Love you.